jumped in with this set piece now, and it has been turned in. Well, the last touch appears to have come off the head of Aidan McCarthy. The Chiefs can celebrate in this case because there's no VAR.
What's up, Kosi Nation? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode of Kaizer Chiefs Uncut. Yeah, let's not waste time. If you like any part of this video, hit the like button, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Without wasting any time, I'd like to congratulate Kaizer Chiefs on 3 points. They got themselves a win yesterday. Last night, it wasn't such a beautiful game, but I guess they played enough and they deserved to get 3 points, even though, man, if you watched the match, you saw how it ended. But yeah, like you saw the title of the video, 5 things we learned from Kaizer Chiefs versus Golden Arrows last night. Let's go. Number 1, Kaizer Chiefs is still in it. That's number 1. Kaizer Chiefs is still in this thing. Definitely, whether you like it or not, listen to. You remember what Coach Owadu said, and everybody was like, "Nah, this guy's playing mind games." Blah 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 blah. Listen to what Coach Owadu said.
Actually, watching 2 teams, Sundown and Chiefs.
You think Chiefs might win the league?
Still, mathematically, it's open. Don't forget them.
That's what he had to say. Chiefs are still in it mathematically, and you can see. If you look at the table, man, Kaizer Chiefs are still in it. They are sitting on 27 points now, third on the log since Sekhukhune lost to Stellenbosch. So now Kaizer Chiefs is sitting third, 2 points clear of Sekhukhune, and now 27 points, 2 points behind the leaders, Mamelodi Sundowns, who are sitting on 29, and they are 1 point behind second place Orlando Pirates, even though Orlando Pirates still has 2 games in hand. So yeah, man, Kaizer Chiefs are still in it because they still have 2 games to play against Orlando Pirates. Those are 2 6-pointers. Anything can still happen. Kaizer Chiefs is still to play Mamelodi Sundowns in Pretoria, and that's where Kaizer Chiefs does well, when we play them in Pretoria. And then at the end of this month, January on the 31st, I think, Mamelodi Sundowns will play Orlando Pirates. So there's another 6-pointer. So yeah, still open. They're gonna take points from each other, and we'll see, man. We'll see. So Kaizer Chiefs are still in it on the log table. Played 14 matches, won 7, drew 6, lost 1, goal difference 8. That means we haven't scored enough, man. We haven't scored enough goals. That's why I know goal difference is not looking so great. I think Pirates is sitting on 15, Sundowns on 13. If I'm not sure, you can check it there. And yeah, Kaizer Chiefs sitting on 8 on goal difference. Not bad for a team that didn't even make it into the top 8 last season. Yeah. Number 2 thing that we learned in Kaizer Chiefs last night. See, Kaizer Chiefs, man, has the most clean sheets. They got another one yesterday. They look like they're the toughest, tightest defense unit out there. But when you look at it, they're not really. I think they're shaky, man. I think sometimes they are lucky. Man. You saw yesterday, and they hit the bar there, man. I think Golden Arrows were able to create a few chances there at the end of the match. Almost equalized. But I think when it comes to set pieces, we defend very well. We defend set pieces very well. But open play, when they come at us, man, with speed, we struggle sometimes. If we don't cause those fouls, we're in trouble. Like you see at the end of the match, Aidan McCarthy already had a yellow. Miguel already had a yellow. So they couldn't just do those tactical fouls or technical fouls. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I think we were lucky. A lot of games we've been lucky not to concede. I'm talking about the games that we got clean sheets in. We didn't concede, but the defense was shaky. The keeper helps us sometimes, and sometimes God helps us, man. God helps us sometimes. We get so lucky. that ball. Everybody beats the defenders, beats the goalkeeper, but the ball hits the bar. So yeah. So that's my number 2 thing, man. Number 2 thing. The defense is shaky. And number 3 thing, man. I want to talk about this, man. This lineup, Kaizer Chiefs lineup is inconsistent. Inconsistent lineup. We can't say we know who's going to play. You never know who's going to play, man. You never know. You see, last night, Spacey was back, got himself a man of the match. Sometimes you see Unkosimpile and Ngobo, and Pule Modi was back and he was out for a while. You know, there's some guys we didn't see. Casting Sereno wasn't even on the bench. So we don't know, man, what's going on with this team. We saw Mabaso, he came on debut. I mean, okay, it wasn't his debut, but like a cameo, played very, very well. So inconsistent lineup, man. The team is always totally different. See, Aiden McCarthy was playing on the left, and you know, hey. But we don't know, man. We like to see some consistency in that lineup, so we know the core of our team. At least 7 guys that we know these guys are going to be in the team, and these guys, they gel together, and when these guys play together, we win matches. But we don't have that so far, man. We scrape through and we scramble through, man. We do what we can to get the points, man. Hence the 6 draws. There's a lot of draws, man. But we won yesterday. I'm not complaining, man. But the lineup, we'll see the next match we're playing the CAF Confederation. It's going to be totally different. And next week, when we play Marumo Gallants, it's going to be totally different. Different from today, different from the one that's going to play on the weekend. So, man, I think they need to find some stability and some consistency there in the lineup, how they pick the team and who starts. Yeah. Anyway, number 4 thing, man. We need to score more goals. We need goals. This 1 goal thing, man. I think there's only one match where we won by more than 1 goal, if I'm not mistaken. Only one. The one against Orbit where we were able to score 4. But the rest of these matches, man, 1. Even the games that we drew, we only scored 1. 1 Polokwane City, 1 Marumo Gallants, 1 Richards Bay. All of them, just 1. Devon City, 1. All of them. We need to score more goals, man. We need to pick up our goal scoring average. Our GS is high, but we don't take our chances. We don't take enough chances. You know what I mean? So we need to take our chances that we can score more goals. We don't score enough goals. This 1 goal thing is not enough. Goal difference makes a difference at the end. It might cost us at the end. Number 4 thing, Kaizer Chiefs need to score more goals. Yes. And number 5 thing, man, that I realized is that the youngsters, they combine so well, man. You see, towards the end of the match, when all the youngsters came on, you saw the energy. You saw when Fundo came on, Mabaso, okay, with the help of Dylan, you know. Man, they played so well, man. I think the combination of the triangles, Luke Batman played well. You know what I mean? They attack, man. They are always on attack mode. They shoot, they try, they want to score, man. They get the crowd going. I like how the youngsters keep this Kaizer Chiefs thing, man. That's the number 5 thing that we learned, man. The youngsters at Kaizer Chiefs, they do very well, man. They need to give them more game time, man. I think maybe Mfundo played in that number 10 role. He replaced Umtu. So Mfundo, that number 10 role, suits him very, very well because Pule Modi was hugging that touchline there on the left and they didn't play him on the right this time. So yeah, I think it was a good idea. Luke Bartman, he played on the right. He played very well also. Yeah, man, I'm impressed with the youngsters, man. Aiden McCarthy, he wasn't playing his regular centre-back position. He was playing, I think they were playing 3 at the back, but he had permission to go all the way up. Or unless he was the left full back, I don't know. But he was interchanging that role. At times it looked like he was the centre back, and at times he was there on the left, up there. Hence, you know, so he scored the goal too, man. Yeah. So yeah, continuation. I think that's the video, man. Enough said, man. But I wanted to address these media people, man. About Junior Kanye and these other podcasters, man. We love you guys, but you guys, I think you are not analysts, man. You are just TV referees, man. I think to analyze a match properly, you must go to the stadium and get the perspective and the view of the referee, and the perspective and the view of the coaches, and the perspective and the view of the players, man. Because when you're sitting on TV and they show you all these different angles with their 80 cameras, they show you from the side, from the back, from the front, from the top, and they show you something so many times. When we're at the stadium, we don't get the luxury to be seeing it so many times, man. I see it one time, real life, real time. You know what I mean? I think that's what you guys need to do. I think Junior Kanye nabo bayibiza iDiski TV nibhaya ningavaya omunye egamini yeChiefs, omunye avaya egamini yePirates, omunye egame yeStellenbosch, nivaye kuwo wonke lama game instead ukuthi nihlale la nibuke iDStv and then nimamele nama-commentator and then watch the angles over and over and over and then say, yeah, he was clearly offside. Let go Aiden McCarthy. Say whatever you want to say, bro. Lilepo headed it to goal. Goalkeeper saved it. Didn't say, and then McCarthy finished it. It wasn't a pass from Lilepo to McCarthy. That would have been offside. But no, it went to the keeper, from the keeper to McCarthy. So how can that be offside? Because the keeper deflects it back, carried it back into play, and now we all been active again, onside, foot. As soon as the keeper plays it, we onside. Abafitani in the stadium, get yourself tickets, man. Junior Kanye emakimini Chiefs, Uso emakimini Pirates, laba banyuwani, lo papa lo, avaya ile emakimini Sundowns lo, and then you know, unkulego no Shane bazoya kula mamanye amamatch wase Cape Town, nangithi bona babuye Cape Town, bazobukela iStellenbosch, and then laba amanye nizowashare ke KwaZulu Natal, Peter Mokaba, Polokwane, nale Bloemfontein. We don't have to so many places to go to, man. To the league. KwaZulu Natal is the Free State, is the Western Cape, Eastern Cape guy one, and Sly Josie the rest of the matches. So come on, share yourself. Niba in the stadium, nischel with Begunja in the stadium, nischel the atmosphere, the feel. Because nina schel with Mpundo ini, but you don't know the impact Mpundo anal. But there's a lot of good players out there, but not all good players are stars. Mpundo is a star. I don't know how he plays, how he's loved. You know what I mean? How people love him despite his mistakes. That's being a star, man. The boy is a star. His impact is great, man. But anyway, Kosi Nation, if you liked any part of the video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so you can get notified when we drop a video. And I'd like to send a thank you, a big thank you to everybody who subscribed, and a bigger thank you to everybody that's a member on my channel. Kosi Nation, love and peace. We out.